Today I'm giving my first impressions review of the ADIDAS Adizero 5. So I'm just going to go over the pros and cons of this shoe and give my overall first impressions of the performance and how well it did on the roads. Okay, the pros of this shoe. Okay, first off, it's comfortable. It feels well on the roads. Even though the upper mesh is quite stiff, it's still, it's still a comfortable fit, and for me, it works well. Secondly, the speediness, performance of the shoe. It's speedy. Now, not as speedy as the ADIDAS Adizero 4, but still quite speedy, and I'm happy with that. And lastly, the durability. So overall, as I can see here on the bottom of the shoe, lots of rubber, lots of foam. It'll last you for a long time if you intend to use it for a long time. So overall, good additions to this shoe. But now let's speak about the cons and what I felt this fell down on from last year's iteration. Negatives, cons, right. First off, a big one for me was the hot spots. So my first run, I did 5 miles at a quick pace, 7-minute mile, and afterwards, or even during it, towards the end, I felt there was spots like rubbing on the top of my foot, underneath the shoe, underneath the upper, and overall just hot spots created from running and from the friction within the shoe, which isn't a good thing. You never look for that in any shoe, especially a marathon shoe, which is supposed to last you for 26 miles. So immediately that was a negative for me. Secondly, it's a very narrow fit. And I said earlier, a pro is the fit and it's comfortable. It is comfortable, but it is a bit narrow for what you expect in a marathon shoe. But overall, it's a fine fit. But just as a caveat, there, it's very narrow. And I suppose another negative for me would be the overall lack of pop in the shoe compared to the ADIDAS Adizero 4. That shoe, this one right here, was amazing. It felt very quick, very agile. This doesn't have that pop or that energy return, which is, it's sad because it's supposed to be an improvement upon last year's version, but it really isn't. And it's just disappointing because I expected it to be a bit better, even though that shoe was excellent. So let's talk now about the performance overall and how I felt it performed on my first run. Okay, so performance-wise, as touched upon my first run, I wasn't very impressed because I was left with hot spots, which isn't great. But overall, the run was quite good, quite speedy. I mean, I was going 7 minutes a mile, and I felt that it was, performing well. It performed better after mile 3. I felt that I didn't really know what was wrong. Maybe it was my body or my legs, but I didn't feel that quick. But definitely after mile 3, I was just flying by, which is great. And yeah, I mean, a lot of, things have been changed from last year's version, or should I say the ADIDAS 4, because this was released last year, so 2019's version, the 4. And I mean, I just don't think there's any need. Obviously, ADIDAS are kind of going away from what made the ADIDAS Adizero popular, which to me makes little sense. But let's see what they do this year. But yeah, I mean, overall I was happy with it, but definitely not as happy as I felt it would be. But again, these are my first impressions, so that could change once I put 40, 50 miles in the shoe, and hopefully it does change. But overall, not entirely impressed. I will continue to use this and hope for the best, but at the moment in time I wouldn't be using this for a marathon shoe, no. But look, overall it's a good shoe, and I got this for a very cheap price. I got this for €60, so look, I mean, for the price it's definitely worth it. So that's a positive, another one. Great. So thanks guys for tuning in. If you want more videos of mine, please head down to the channel, and in the meantime I will speak to you very soon.